Isaiah 40. Comfort, comfort my people, says your God. Speak kindly to Jerusalem and tell her that her time of warfare is over, that her punishment is complete, for the Lord has made her pay double for all her sins. A voice cries out in the wilderness, clear a way for the Lord. Build a level road through the Rift Valley for our God. Every valley must be elevated and every mountain and hill leveled. The rough terrain will become a level plain, the rugged landscape a wide valley. The splendor of our Lord will be revealed, and all people will see it at the same time, for the Lord has decreed it. A voice says, out. Another asks, what should I cry out? The first voice responds, all people are like grass, and all their promises are like the flowers of the field. The grass dries up, the flowers wither, when the wind sent by the Lord blows on them. Surely humanity is like grass. The grass dries up, the flowers wither, but the decree of our God is forever reliable. Go up on a high mountain, O herald Zion. Shout out loudly, O herald Jerusalem. Shout, don't be afraid. Say to the towns of Judah, here is your God. Look, the sovereign Lord comes as a victorious warrior. His military power establishes his rule. Look, his reward is with him. His prize goes before him. Like a shepherd, he tends his flock. He gathers up the lambs with his arms. He carries them close to his heart. He leads the ewes along. Who has measured out the waters in the hollow of his hand, or carefully measured the sky, or carefully weighed the soil of the earth, or weighed the mountain in a balance, or the hills on a scale? Who comprehends the mind of the Lord, or gives him instruction as his counselor? From whom does he receive direction? Who teaches him the correct way to do things, or impart knowledge to him, or instruct him in skillful design? Look, the nations are like a drop in a bucket. They are regarded as dust on the scales. He lifts the coastland as if, as if they were dust. Not even Lebanon can supply enough firewood for a sacrifice. Its animals would not provide enough burnt offerings. All the nations are insignificant before him. They are regarded as absolutely nothing. To whom can you compare God? To what image can you liken him? A craftsman casts an idol, a metalsmith overlays it with gold and forges silver chains for it to make a contribution. One selects wood that would not rot. He then seeks a skilled craftsman to make an idol that will not fall over. Do you not know? Have you not heard? Do you not hear? Has it not been told to you since the very beginning? Have you not understood from the time the earth's foundation? He is the one who sits on the earth's horizon. Its inhabitants are like grasshoppers before him. He is the one who stretches out the sky like a thin curtain and spreads it out like a pitched tent. He is the one who reduces rulers to nothing. He makes the earth's leaders insignificant. Indeed, they are barely planted. Yes, they are barely sown. Yes, they barely take root in the earth. And then he blows on them, causing them to dry up, and the wind carries them away like straw. To whom can we compare? Who can you compare me? Whom do I resemble? Says the Holy One. Look up to the sky. Who created all the heavenly lights? He is the one who leads out their ranks. He calls them all by name. Because of his absolute power and awesome strength, not one of them is missing. Why do you say, Jacob? Why do you say, Israel? The Lord is not aware of what is happening to me. My God is not concerned with my vindication. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is an eternal God, the creator of the whole earth. He does not get tired or weary. There is no limit to his wisdom. He gives strength to those who are tired. To the ones who lack power, he gives renewed energy. Even youths get tired and weary. Even strong young men clumsily stumble. But those who wait on the Lord help find renewed strength. They rise up as if, as if they had eagle's wings. They run without growing weary. They walk without getting tired. All right. There we go. There is the end of the chapter. It almost feels like, why are you ending it here? Like, listen to me and be silent, you coastlands. Like, I want to keep going. Like, it's in the middle of portraying what God is and what he is up to and what he is like. Why are we pausing? But if you've been around for a while, I always complain about chapter breaks. Like, they just sometimes are in really weird places. Okay. Comfort my people, says your God. Speak kindly to Jerusalem and tell her her time of warfare is over, that her punishment is completed. So we have had the pronouncement of things that are coming against Israel, against Jerusalem, that they are going to be subdued, they are going to be conquered, they're going to be carried away. And so now we are having a moment of hope, if you will. A moment of hope, saying, my people need to be comforted. Speak to them and tell her that the warfare is over, that her punishment is complete. Like, I don't know about you, if you ever were punished, like, one of the prominent ones, just say grounding. That was always, whatever it meant, in your case, it meant in your case. But, like, if it was grounded for a week, the counting down the days to freedom, like, it felt like it was an eternity until you started to get into the last hours of it, and boy, freedom is going to be coming, and it's going to be sweet. I know it doesn't compare in comparison to what they endure. It also doesn't compare in comparison to what, they deserved. So the punishment is completed. It has been made satisfactory. It is going to be over soon. For the Lord has made her pay double for all her sins. Why would God make her pay double? For she has received from the hand of the Lord double. The principle of double portion in punishment is also seen in Jeremiah and Revelation. The examples of the double portion in Israelite law: double restitution by a thief, double inheritance portion by the firstborn. So paying double for your sin is, in other words, your restitution is double what your charge was. So if you stole $1,000, your repay is $2,000. So I think that's all it's saying. Not like her punishment is double what anyone else would receive, but the repayment to make things where they should be, to restore relationship, because that is the goal of punishment. That is the goal of discipline, is restoration of relationship. It's not punitive. Biblical idea is to bring us to restoration of relationship, not punishment. It's not punitive. This is why I wish they wouldn't use the word punishment here. It leads us to a modern mindset of incarceration that, does not lead to rehabilitation. We gave up on it years ago. We're fooling ourselves to say we rehabilitate people. We don't. We teach them how to be better criminals. So, Lurk, school run. Thank you, Pepsi. Oh. So, now we get into, and I just want to say, you might read other translations. The quotes are going to be in different places. Why? There's no quotations in the original. So a voice cries out in the wilderness, or a voice cries out. Is the voice saying in the wilderness, or is the voice crying in the wilderness? Wilderness. Because what is it going to say? Clear a way for the Lord. So the cry is going to the wilderness for it to happen there. Now, the other translation works just fine how they've done it here. The cry goes out for the wilderness to be made the path. It works either way. I don't think it makes a difference in how we understand it. It's just, where is the voice crying? Is the voice crying in the city for people to go out to the wilderness to do this? Or is the voice crying in the wilderness and there's no one there except the exiles who are in fear and trembling and hiding to be able to do this? And I like that image of that. So building a level road, leveling the valley, leveling the hills, making it smooth, making it a level path, making it a wide path. Okay, all of these are imagery. So remember, path is your way of life. So if you're making a built level road, you are making a pathway for the king to come. He is going to come into his kingdom, into prominence. He is going to march through. So you're going to make the pathway easy for them to come. You don't want an up, down journey. You don't want a side to side journey. You want a simple, wide, straight path for him to march on. Why? Because the splendor of the Lord will be revealed and all the people will see it at the same time. We want this to be great and grandiose for all the world to see. For the Lord has decreed it. A voice says, cry out. Another says, what shall I cry? So now we're going back to the voices that are crying out. One says, cry out in the wilderness. And the other says, what should I cry? The first voice says, all people are like grass, and all their promises are like the flowers of the field. The grass dries up, the flowers wither, when the wind sent by the Lord blows on them. Surely humanity is like grass. Okay, this doesn't seem like a great thing to cry. I like the crying for making a straight path for our God, but the cry out that people are like grass is another reminder that, you know, like the grass is fleeting, no matter what it is, and grass is just a generic term for plants that come up on an annual basis. You know, all of your grains are grasses, so they come up and they harvest and they're blown away by the wind and they're dying, and you have to plant again next year. Don't think of our lawns, so to speak, with green, grassy lawns. This would not be in mind of what they have in that time. Doesn't make any sense in their mindset. You have a desert region. You have little rain in part of the year, so things are not going to be vigorously green like a lawn in Europe or in America. They're not. The grass dries up, the flowers wither, but the decree of the Lord our God is forever reliable. So, in comparison to the things that we see in nature around us, like grass withering, like I'm at the point where grass is going to spring up, not wither. But God's decrees are reliable forever. They are not withering. They are not going to be done away with. They remain. In context, the divine word specifically refers to the decree, promises assuring Jerusalem that her suffering is over and her glorious return is imminent. Okay. So, yeah, that would make sense. That here in context, we're talking about the decree that just got said. That decree is reliable, and it will take place. So go up on the mountain, O herald of Zion. Shout out loud, O herald Jerusalem. So we've got Zion, which is Jerusalem, and Jerusalem. Zion being a reference usually to the spiritual nature of it. Jerusalem being the splendor of the city. When they are used in parallel, it can just mean the same place. Shout out, don't be afraid, say to the towns of Judah. So this is the whole region, so the whole southern kingdom. Here is your God. Look, the sovereign Lord comes as a victorious warrior, as a mighty power establishes his rule. Look, his reward is with him. His prize goes before him like a shepherd. He tends the flock. He gathers up the lambs with his arms, and he carries them close to his heart. He leads the ewes along. Yeah, close to his bosom. So, yeah, you're carrying a lamb along. I mean, I've never done this, but I've seen and heard in regards to this. Maybe a better example for people today is, you ever see people with really tiny dogs and they're going for a walk and they end up carrying their dog because their dog gets too tired because it's a little tiny dog. So they just carry the dog around with them. And, you know, that happens. So like a sheep, like you're going to have long journeys. A sheep is going to get tired. You're going to carry them close. This is also one of the things that you do if you have a stray sheep. The shepherd would break the leg of a stray sheep, and then they would carry the sheep close to their, you know, like, if you think how people will have like the, you know, thing wrapped around and they carry a baby here, the shepherds would do that with sheep. So the sheep is close to them. The shepherd, they hear the heartbeat. They also hear the voice constantly of the shepherd, and they aren't going to stray from the shepherd. The shepherd is their protector, and they're going to remain. This is how you correct sheep. So he is going to hold them close to his heart. It is the sheep who has been, you know, corrected because it was straying, and now it's close to the heart. That's the image we have there. Welcome in, Lucis. Who has measured out the water? This section is going to sound a whole lot like Job. Who has measured out the waters in the hollow of his hand, or carefully measured the sky, or carefully weighed out the soil of the earth, or weighed the mountains in a balance, or the hills on a scale? Like nobody. Come on, man. Nobody's done that. Well, okay, if you can't do that, if you haven't done that, who comprehends the mind of our Lord? Who gives him instructions as his counselor? The answer is nobody. Nobody. Not you, not me, nobody. For whom does he receive direction? No one. Who teaches him the correct way to do things? No one. Imparts knowledge to him? No one. Or instructs him in skillful design? Nobody. Look, the nations are like a drop in a bucket. They are regarded as dust on the scale. So no matter how grandiose and grandeur there is to the nations that are around, they're a drop in the bucket. They're like dust. They're like nothing, like compared to the creation of the entire universe that God has created. He lifted up the coastlands as if they were dust. Not even Lebanon could supply enough firewood for a sacrifice. Its wild animals would not provide enough burnt offering. Like if we want to offer the full, viable offering to God based on who he is and the grandeur of him, we would need to cut down every tree in Lebanon, and the cedars of Lebanon are the renowned place. So we're going to cut down the biggest, best forest there is, and then we're going to take every wild animal, and we're going to have a sacrifice of everything, and it's not enough. It's not enough. All the nations are insignificant before him. They are regarded as absolutely nothing. To whom can you compare the Lord? To what image would you liken him? Like, okay, so we're building up this grandiose thing of who can you compare God to, and now he's going to say, to what image can you liken him? Why? To chide them again and remind them that part of the reason they're in exile is because of idol worship. So a craftsman casts an idol, a metalsmith overlays it with wood, a silversmith puts chains on it. To make a contribution, one selects wood that will not rot, and he seeks a skilled craftsman to make the idol that will not fall. Do you not know? Do you not hear? Has it not been told to you since the very beginning? Have you never understood from the time the earth's foundations were made? He is the one who sits on the earth's horizon. Its inhabitants are like grasshoppers before him. Like, you're going to make this tiny little idol out of wood, gold, and silver to compare to the magnificent of the God who is on the horizon. Like, we're like grasshoppers, buddy. And we're making an idol that's like a grasshopper to us. Well, maybe you're making a big one for the whole nation. But still, it's like, it pales in comparison. There is no comparison. He is the one who stretches out the sky like a thin curtain and spreads it out like a pitched tent. Like, he made the sky, my friends, and you're making this tiny little idol. Like, please, you cannot capture the grandeur of God. He is the one who reduces rulers to nothing. He makes the earth's leaders insignificant. Indeed, they are barely planted. Yes, they are barely sown. Yes, they are barely taken root in the earth. Then he blows on them and causes them to dry up, and the wind carries them away like straw. Doesn't matter who it is. They're not around that long. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Whatever horrible rulers we have today, remember this. They will be gone tomorrow. At some point, they're gone. Somebody else will take their place. It's going to continue. To whom can you compare me? Whom do I resemble, says the Holy One. So now God pipes in the middle of the conversation and says, yeah, who are you going to compare to me? Nobody. Look up to the sky. Who created all the heavenly lights? So now we have the author back in here. He is the one who leads out their ranks. He calls them by name. Like all of the stars, he calls them by name. Like this is like making them out to be like sheep, like little because of his absolute power and his awesome strength. Not one of them is missing. Why do you say Jacob? Why do you say Israel? The Lord is not aware of what is happening to me. My God is not concerned with my vindication. So, like, you're crying out because you think God doesn't see you. God is so grandiose, he doesn't miss a star in the sky. You think he's going to miss you? You got it all wrong. God knows exactly what is going on in your life, the suffering with which you are enduring, and he is going to vindicate you. He's just been waiting for the punishment to be over so he can set you free. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is an eternal God, the creator of the whole earth. He does not get tired. There is no limit to his wisdom. He gives strength to those who are tired. So there's like, if you're tired, if you're weary, like he made the whole earth. He's got all the strength in the world. He can do it. He can give it to you. And there's no limit to his wisdom. It's not like all of a sudden God gets in a situation. Like this is one of those paradoxes that people like to get into. Can God make a rock so heavy that he can't lift it? Well, you're asking the wrong question. Because, you know, but you could also go in the direction, could God make a riddle so complex that even he couldn't answer? It's like you do these dumb things like that and ask these things like, well, either God's not all powerful because he can't create a rock he can't lift. He can't create a riddle he can't answer. He's not all powerful because he can't do that. Or since he can create a rock that's so big he can't lift it, then he's not all powerful. And if he can create a riddle he can't answer, then he's not all powerful. It's like, they're paradoxical things meant to go ha ha, ha ha ha. And it's like, do you not understand who God is? Like, you're playing with tiny things. You have a limited scope here, people, because you're finite. I was just having a conversation yesterday about eternity past and eternity future, and the minuscule amount of time, this sliver, the breath of dust that we are. And it's like, yeah, I understand that, but I cannot comprehend eternity. I still can't comprehend eternity future. I mean, maybe there's an amount at which I can comprehend past, but not eternity past. I can comprehend part of the past, but anyway. Like, how can we comprehend? There's no limit to his wisdom. He gives strength to those who are tired, to those who lack it. He gives them renewed energy. Even youths get tired and weary. So, like, there's nobody that can escape this. Every single human gets tired. Even strong men or strong young men clumsily stumble. Doesn't matter who you are. The youth they're going to still get weak and stumble. But those who wait on the Lord find renewed strength. They rise up on as if they had eagle's wings. What interesting translation that they chose here. They rise up on wings like eagles is, yeah, normally. But here it's saying as if they had eagle's wings. Like they have the ability to soar. I kind of like the on eagle's wings better than as if they had eagle's wings. I don't want to picture people flying. I would rather have the image of Tolkien and Gandalf showing up with the eagles and riding the eagles. That sounds really cool. Versus me having wings and flying. Yeah, not as cool as riding an eagle, I guess. They run and do not grow weary. They walk and they do not get tired. So, no matter what the circumstance that you are dealing with right now, it pales in comparison to the power that God has to renew your strength. So it doesn't matter that you're in exile. There is hope. There is restoration, and you will not be weary. You will not be clumsy. You're going to be renewed. You're going to soar when God brings you out of exile.